And we are back for another episode of Level Up Cleveland. This week we have the guys from the Glad to Be Here band. That is right. We've been trying to get these guys down here since the inception of this podcast. These guys are also from the Level 5 building down here with us. I've known these guys for a long time. I've known Adam for a long time since we've been down here, really. I mean, we've known these guys for a while. Love these guys. Always love these guys. Been trying to get them on. I'm going to run down the line here of who's here right now. In a little bit, we're going to switch a couple of guys out so we can get Jim in here. But from left to right, I have on lead vocals and keyboards, Mr. Adam Gordon.
Hello.
And on lead guitar. And Jack sings too a little bit too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jack Urmetz.
You got to sing if you want to be in
Jack Urmetz! Like that? Is that you want me to sing it? Or you're saying you got to sing to be in the band?
You got to sing.
Oh, I thought I had to sing your name. I was like, I'll sing your name. And on drums, we have Dave Bryner. Dave doesn't talk very much, but
he's also singing, though. Dave is singing.
Dave, you sing too?
Yes. Absolutely.
You lead sing also? You sing some of the songs, or do you use like backup vocals?
Backup.
Excellent. And a little bit later, I'm going to have Jim Willis on here, bass player. But right now, let's talk to you three guys. And I want to thank you guys for coming up. This is what we tell people when they're downstairs of the building. Usually I say, thanks for coming on down. But you guys, thanks for coming up and hanging out with us.
We're happy to be here.
You're glad.
I'm glad.
I thought you were glad to be here.
We'll be glad to be here in a little bit, I'm sure.
One of the cool things about these guys that I really hope that we can bring light to is that, especially Adam, you guys have a history down here at the building where a lot of the things that have transpired over the decades, you've been kind of a part of a lot of that, and you know the history of it. You know, we've had a number of bands down here now, 50 bands probably we've had down here now to interview things. I don't think one of them has passed the iron lung in the hallway and not mentioned like, oh my God, is this a fucking iron lung? It's like, yeah, it's an iron lung. Like, what the hell is an iron lung doing in the hallway? Well, I think you can shed a little light on some of this stuff for people through the years.
Yeah, kind of like right before my tenure, or whatever you want to call it here.
What one was that about? What did you say? Do you remember?
You had to ask me dates.
Come on.
I got a bad brain when it comes to dates, really bad. It's been 20 years, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But I guess what it was, this building was a warehouse for medical supplies at some point. There was an elevator on the other end.
Like a freight elevator?
Yeah, there was a freight elevator in the first room to the right as you come through the door there. That went up, and you could see upstairs, that was balcony, that was an elevator. And for some reason or another, the iron lung was left here. When the business left here, and Dave and Lee and Jim, those were the original owners, came in, they had left a lot of oxygen tanks and stuff like that, and the iron lung was still here. And it was funny about the iron lung, you're right, everybody wants to know about it. I used to have the room behind us here directly upstairs for a long time, and I took it upon myself one day to get it running. And I went and I got the belt for it, and I plugged it in, and it cranked right up. And it probably will work right now if you plugged it in.
Really?
Yeah. The gaskets and everything, of course, would have to. I couldn't imagine being in that thing, but.
I thought that's what you were going to tell me just now. I swear. I thought you were going to be like, yeah, I got in it and everything. I'm like, oh.
No, we did have a couple of people that wanted to get in it, and I
don't advise it. I don't advise that.
Didn't want any part of that. But
yeah, right.
That's a little bit of history.
So that's what this was. This was a medical building at one point, and that sold medical supplies back in the what? Like, was it like 50s, 60s? Would that be about?
I would say probably 60s, 70s, but it housed them. I don't know if they sold out of here.
Like a warehouse?
Like a warehouse, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then Lee buys this place. Is that what happens? Lee and two other guys, as you're saying?
Lee and Dave and Jim, I believe his name was.
And how did you get mixed in with them guys? Because that's what happened, right? I mean, you knew these guys.
I knew Delbert from Kirst.
Oh, Del.
Was good friends with Jim and Dave and those guys, and we ended up getting a room down here with a band called West Boulevard.
Oh, yeah, that's what Marv Griffin and them guys. I know Marvin.
Yep. And we came down here then and just never left. I've had a bunch of different rooms here, but just never left.
So I saw Glad to Be Here pre-pandemic. So a bunch of times, you know, because we were all down here together and we all would kind of go see each other. I was in a band called Burning Bridges with Pat at the time with Don Soldan, and Terry also was in that one, Tobin. and we would go see each other and stuff. And you know, like I always liked you guys. I mean, you guys played Carpet Crawlers, which was like to me one of the coolest things you guys do. Period. It's because nobody fucking is gonna do. Who does old Genesis? Nobody. Kick-ass band, man. Kick-ass band. And part of the reason is because you guys aren't like, you guys have all been there. You've done a lot of things, and you're kind of like doing what you love to do now, right? I mean, this is like your thing that it's like, hey, man, we love this shit. This is
We're
what
just
we
in it for the money.
It's what it is. Right. And but is that what it is now? Is it come down to that where now this is more of like just pure labor of love type thing?
Yeah.
Is that,
You're not in it for the money, trust me.
well, no, I know. I know what kind of money you make doing this stuff. Believe me, I know, man. But that's what it's about, right?
Well, don't say it because the drummer's here.
He said he makes
We
money.
need the drummer. He needs to think we're making money.
No,
They
we're
charge
not
me
making
to be in the
money.
band.
And you guys have had a few changes along the way. I mean, you brought up Delbert Keaton. He was the original bass player.
Yes.
Now you guys have Jim, who's no stranger to the game, right?
I think we've been through drummers. I think more than anything, we've been through. We had Vinny, and we had Booty
yeah, Booty. I
Booty
remember.
Myers, and who else?
How do you feel about that, man? How do you like as the drummer? You feel like you're like the last one though? I mean, are you ready to like say, look, man, like the buck stops here? Are you like
don't
being in the
matter.
band? I mean, is this the
Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing now. I'm older, retired, and this is my gig now.
So what happens with you guys is you guys are doing, I mean, like I said, before pre-pandemic, you guys, I would go out and see you guys. You guys definitely were a fun band to watch, and you guys played a cool set list of stuff that I just didn't see a lot of other people do, which I look out for that, and I think that's super cool. But then some things have happened along the way that have kind of like derailed a few things along this way, and I want to just touch on that a little bit.
With the drummer's hat you're talking about?
Well, the AC/DC hat. The Brian Johnson thing. Can you do a? No, I'm just kidding. Adam got cancer. He had a bout with cancer, and this kind of shut things down for a little while. Correct?
Yeah, to say the least. To have guys that I've played with to wait, to basically pull for me the whole time, and be there when I was able to jam again. Over the bout of like 2 years, it's been 3 years. I'm still fighting it. We fight it together. I kind of look at it that way. Our kinship from the sicknesses that we've dealt with, we had to deal with, and I'm not the only one. Jack, Dave, and Jim, we all have our issues due to the sickness and due to the cancer and due to the strokes and due to everything else. Even the pandemic and the sickness has brought us tighter together as a unit. When you mention the songs that we play, they're not the easiest to play, but then again, we do them our way, and we were able to do that because of the confidence that we have in each other. There's not a doubt in my mind at what I'm going to get out of Jack or Jim or Dave, and I hope that they feel the same way about me when it comes to a live situation. We do our own thing, and I think it's because of what we've been through that makes us tight.
You guys are getting stronger through it. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, like you guys are definitely not like a bunch of dudes who just fucking plays guitar, and it's like you guys are like seasoned guys who've done this for decades. I mean, decades. This has been part of your life. This is who you are. So when something like this happens, it hit a bunch of us. I mean, when we heard that you had cancer, it was like, oh fuck, man, like that, like. I mean, I hate to say this, this sounds something, but some people, when they are touched with bad luck, it affects you differently than other people. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just certain people where you're like, man, dude, like that's one of the fucking main dudes in this thing. You know what I mean? Like you just feel differently. You know what I mean? And we knew you. I've known you down here for different reasons. Like when we used to have a practice space downstairs, when we were playing out all the time in the band stuff, you'd always come in and visit with us and hang out and talk with us, and we would share things. And it was fun, you know, like it's cool when you're talking to people who have been there and done that and do it well. I mean, you guys do it well.
Thank you.
You do it well. You have like certain things that you guys fucking specialize in too. I love it. Like you guys do. You're really good at certain things. I really love history, musical history stuff. And you guys have been doing this for a long time.
I can tell you a really quick story about a history.
Yeah. Tell me a bunch of quick stories.
Happened right here in Parma at Bar 30. It was called the Hi-Fi. And Billy Morse, for some reason, booked a band called Brand X. And I called Billy up and I said, hey, man, you got Brand X playing there tonight. We were laughing. He says, no, it's the real deal. Well, Brand X was Phil Collins' band. He played drums for. It was Percy Jones who played the bass. John Goodsall played the guitar, and he had an opera singer that played the xylophone. And I got their first few albums while I was stationed overseas in the service. I was a big Brand X fan. So he said, no, this is the real deal. So we went up, and a friend of mine named Poop, of all names,
beautiful,
went up there with me, and I met John Goodsall, Percy Jones, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Percy Jones, and I said, by the way, how come Phil Collins quit the band? You know, making a joke to him. And he says, well, he said, Phil called me one day and said that Peter had quit the band, speaking of Peter Gabriel. And I'm speaking second.
Wow.
You know,
this is right when all that happened.
Well, it was way after, but I never knew the real. Nobody knows the real history, tell you the reason, of why Peter Gabriel quit Genesis. And he said, well, Peter Gabriel had called Phil Collins and said, I quit. His wife or his girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and he didn't want to drive into town for rehearsal. And Phil Collins told Percy Jones on the phone, give me a call in about 5 years. And that's
how it all happened.
That's what happened. That's what he said anyway.
So did you have to meet all these people? He had them down here at Bar 30.
At Bar 30, it was called the Hi-Fi.
And you guys for a while there were doing the Bar 30 thing once a month. I mean, like that was like a step. Are you guys back doing that now? I see Lee slowly having bands coming back into the fold of things now, and it's basically you guys, of course, are at the forefront of all that because you should be. I mean, rightfully so.
I usually book all the entertainment and.
Oh, do you? Oh, you help? Oh, you do all that for them?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I didn't know that. Well, that's what we got you on here to tell us about.
Yeah.
I mean, like you guys do trivia fucking nights in Parma and stuff like that. Also, you guys are like
I still do trivia.
Yeah, you
She's
do.
The king of trivia.
Part of the scene.
No doubt about it.
You guys are keeping the scene going and stuff, and you guys are kicking ass. I think people would love. I think people that haven't gone out and seen Glad to Be Here, I think they would fucking love you guys. Most people, rockers, people who like rock, would love you guys. You guys got another thing about Glad to Be Here. I always loved. Fucking got a light show, right? Like how many people bring lights to their fucking show? I remember when you got it. I remember when you guys got the lights. Like we
don't do it as much now as we used to, but yeah, I remember
when you need to pull them out, though, right? You guys,
fuck yeah,
hell yeah, right? But doesn't that set you apart a little even more?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember we came and saw you guys. Was Pat with me that day? You guys were playing over there on Brook Park Road. Oh, what was that bar? Right by Chevy plant or Ford? Right by Chevy or Ford? What was
Henry's?
that? Henry's.
Oh yeah.
Guys were playing there. I remember walking in and the lights fucking going crazy. I'm like, look at this. Yeah. You guys had like the full show. It was a little bar. What a little bar. You guys are fucking
I missed that place. It's so sad that she had to, a lot of those places that had to close down, the Ford plant closed or was slow at the time. So, of course, she had to close. And it sucks. It just really sucks because music venues are so hard. Think about it. Just to get a bar owner to have a band is hard anymore because
they're not making them. They can't get the draw that they used to.
We're not going to get into any politics or anything, but BMI and ASCAP and all that kind of stuff that hold people back from doing the right thing, and that to me sucks.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It's expression, and any time that you want to put barriers on expression like that, it's not fair for the bar owners. It's just not fair what they do.
So what we're talking about, so people understand, is people wanting money now.
Licensing.
Okay, right now, to me, any publicity you can fucking get as a musician is good publicity. So if you got bands playing your music in bars and doing things like that, especially when you snub that fucking city and you don't go play there live at their fucking city. You go to Columbus, you go to Detroit, you go to Pittsburgh, and you say, fuck you to Cleveland. And then you get some band playing your song, and they're like, nah, I want you to pay me to play that song. It's like, fuck you, man.
Well, they're
It's like,
already getting paid for a dance hall license. So what's the difference if the jukebox is playing the song or if a band's playing the song's still being heard?
yeah, but
the
like,
difference,
how hard is it, and how bad is it?
I hate to interject here, but could you please tell the drummer to shut the fuck up already?
Well, I am going to say this. I got to take a break. After all that, he just fucking said 3 words, but we do got to take a break. And so
Mike's not on.
I will be back. I will be back with some more from the Glad to Be Here band after this.
Hello, Cleveland. I am ZM Delgado, author of the Rust Belt Rock Review at ZachO'Lantern.com, and this is your weekend concert calendar update. Friday, October 28th, at No Class Cleveland, you can check out the American Werewolves with special guests Razorblade and Creeping Nun. Saturday, the 29th, at the Agora, the legendary Mushroom Head Halloween show is going down. Also on Saturday the 29th at the Maple Grove Tavern, you can check out Bonded by Darkness with support from Death Weapons and Mother's Madness. Finally, closing out the weekend, Sunday the 30th at the Agora, it is Hatebreed with support from Gatecreeper, Body Snatcher, and Dying Wish. There you have it, Cleveland. A lot going on this Halloween weekend. I hope to see you out at the shows. It's going to be a banger. Until next time, rock on, Rust Belt. Back to you, Brian. Yeah.
And we are back with the guys from the Glad to Be Here band. And if you guys notice, we have a little change going on here. Jack Urmetz, guitar player, has stepped aside for a little while. And in his place, bass player Jim Willis.
We got the whole rhythm section now.
And Jim, you know, like Jim's been around. Jim's done a lot of things that I know of him as. Jim, bass player of Sabbath's Priest. Done a lot of stuff with Bernie Hansel. Yeah. Bernie and you have done a lot of stuff, and Bernie is a Level Up Cleveland alum. One of our most successful shows we ever had on our thing. Yeah, that was a great one, right? Bernie's great. Great dude.
Love him.
And actually Bernie's just cool with the whole Glad to Be Here band. I mean, you guys and Bernie are all kind of like buds. Right? I mean, that's pretty safe to say, right?
Yeah, he's
unique dude.
Awesome guy. He's one of our biggest fans. I'm one of his biggest fans. We're all together on it, you know. Love him.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I like I said, you play bass with Bernie a lot and you just recently joined Glad to Be Here about a year ago, right? I mean, it's been about a year. Would it be?
Yeah, when Adam took a break, Jack knew me through Sabbath and asked if I wanted to come over. You know, they had the studio that was sitting there, you know, and I said, yeah, man, I need to get my chops going, you know, when I'm not playing. So, yeah, we played, man. We were doing some stuff that we normally wouldn't do, you know, like just experimenting, you know, like with some old Alice Cooper Killer album.
Oh, yeah.
Some of that stuff, you know, it was real good stuff. We were doing it just for the hell of it, you know, without vocals. Jack did what he could with the vocal. And so it was just, you know, exercise, you know, it was to get over and just to be playing when I, you know, wasn't playing in another band.
Yeah. And you guys are like I was saying before. There's a lot of that. Like you could be in 3 different bands at one time. I mean, it's not crazy anymore. Like we who did we have on here, Pat? The one time, the band that we were talking about this with, where there was a time where you were in one band. Purgatory. Yeah, right. Yeah, Purgatory's show. There's a time where you were in a band. You were allegiance. Like it was you versus all those other motherfuckers.
Band is a name.
Yeah,
know,
like you were
we are a
you were
band.
synonymous. You were attached.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And today's world, it's kind of not like that anymore. Like I said before, it's a faction. You could have 12 musicians all in this one faction, and then through that 12 musicians, you could get a combination of any group of people at any time, and really, they can all kind of do the same thing. You know, like it's like amazing. Like they're all kind of like they're versed in the same music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you come in with Seamless.
Yeah, it was pretty much
Because
seamless.
of it, right?
Dell, went over with Cursed, and it was just Jack and Dave, and I knew Jack earlier, never met Dave, but man, I jammed with Dave, and it's like, hey man, this is the kind of drums I like to play, like a professional, that pays attention to, he knows what he's doing. And Adam, a miracle, Adam all of a sudden, man, came back. Like I said, it was a miracle. And then I just stuck in the band, Dell, he stayed with Cursed, and I just, like you said, it was like a seamless kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, man, it just went so smooth, and Jack started booking us, and bam, we're brother. All of a sudden I got, 3 more brothers to add to my small list.
Hell yeah.
I don't have a lot of brothers, but the ones I got are the best,
You say brothers, you're talking about fellow musicians that you can play.
Yeah.
So Dave, let me ask you a question. So when you hear him talk about you like that, when you say like I fucking get in this band and this guy, I hear him play the drums and like gotta make you feel pretty good, right? I mean, like that's what you play drums for, ain't it? Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I'm modest. I don't take any of that
Too seriously?
I just like to play.
Well, who do you model your style after a little? Like who's your favorite drummer? One thing let me just tell you this. One thing I noticed is that drummers love drummer music.
Yeah,
like Rush,
Danny
like you got
Kaye's,
Rush,
yeah.
Tool, right? Rush, Tool. There's this certain.
Primus was a big one.
Oh, Tim Alexander or Brain?
Tim Alexander.
Oh yeah, see now you're talking my language. Really? You love the Tim Alexander's.
Yeah, I got all the Primus albums.
Isn't he? He's great, dude. He's great. Yeah. Underrated. Great drummer.
No, I'll listen to all kinds of Billy Cobham. Was listening to that on the way over here. I took guitar lessons for a while.
Can you play guitar a little bit?
Yeah, so I started listening to jazz and jazz fusion and John.
He
McLaughlin
plays everything.
stuff.
So he's
Plays
good.
mandolin, banjo.
So let me ask
guitar,
you something. Dave doesn't talk
bass.
much about himself. Is he good? Is Dave good? Like pretty good. Yeah, he's a pretty good fucking drummer. I could tell. He's just like one of them guys.
We got
like,
lucky. I was doing a jam night out in Brunswick, and he started coming around playing drums, and next thing you know, our drummer at the time, I think it was Vinny, was bowing out. He had some other things to do. Of course, he plays with Talk of the Town. He plays with a lot of different people, and we were doing a lot of gigs at the time, and he didn't have time for his child. And Dave stepped right in, and man,
seamless, right?
unbelievable. Yeah, I love it.
That's what you love. I mean, that's the thing about, to me, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing that makes you guys
And
special.
it's all about style. I mean, Vinny's a great drummer. Bootie's a great drummer.
Yeah, right.
We've been fortunate enough to play with some good drummers, good bass players. Jack and I we've been lucky, and we're glad to be here because of it. I can't say it enough.
I always thought that was a clever name for a band. I always did. From day one, I'm like, it's.
And the strange thing about it is, I did meet Jack when I was about 17, and which puts him around, what was he, about
Really?
20?
You met Jack when you were 17.
Well, yeah.
Did I hear that right?
The band that I was in at the time won a contest, Battle of the Bands, out in Medina County. And the winner was able to play at the fairgrounds at a place called the Buzz Balldrin Blizzard Jam, which was a concert sponsored by WMMS. And Jack's band...
When was this about? I know,
I
got you.
1970.
Really? This
79.
is the 70s.
79.
Wow,
I was about
man.
18 then.
So you guys are young.
But we didn't know this had happened until later on. 20, I don't know how many years later, and I seen a picture of Jack at the Buzzerland Blizzard Jam. He was with a band called Refugee, and I was with a band called Loft and White.
Refugee doing Tom Petty type stuff, or is it just a name?
No, that was before that. Yeah, Bunner was the drummer from Sabbath's Priest.
Oh.
And I remember seeing his drum set, and it was strange. It was just strange. When Dave came to play with the band, I had met Dave, like I said, at a jam night. I told him to come on down to a rehearsal here and for an audition. So Dave came, and I said, just bring a trap set. I said, you don't need,
The
but
whole thing, full set.
Yeah, so, well, he came, and I mean, I don't know, what did you have, a snare drum?
Bass, snare, and a hi-hat.
A bass, snare, and a hi-hat. And
That's it, 3 things?
And it was hilarious because Delbert didn't know what to think. And Jack really didn't know what to think.
Knew me, and the other guitar player knew me from the jam nights.
Right.
And I come in there, and I didn't even think nothing of Jack or Del. It was the first time I was kind of meeting them, and I'm setting it up, and they're like, you need a hand bringing in the rest of your stuff. And no, this is it.
Then he was a smart ass, and he told Delbert, well, he says, if we start playing out, I can make some money. I'll buy a couple more drums. And Delbert thought he was serious.
This poor guy.
I think he was going to leave.
Hey, well, Del, he's got a big heart, too. He's probably trying to start some benefit.
The biggest heart in the world.
Yeah, he's probably trying to start a benefit. He's like, hey, man, I got to GoFundMe. We're going to get you a drum set.
But that was a funny thing, man. It was hilarious.
I thought they were joking when they told me that. I thought it was a joke, but
No. And I knew that he had a full kit because I had seen the kit, previously. So I knew better that, he had a couple of kits. And that was funny.
So now we're here we are, and you guys are at the point we are right now, 2022. Adam, you've been through a fucking ton of crazy shit. Scary moments. Yeah. Probably, no offense, but probably there's times where you never thought you'd see 2022.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, there was times where I've been told that things were looking grim. I've been told a lot of different things. Dude, I've been so sad about you so many times, man. I gotta be honest with you, dude. Thanks, I'm so glad I got you here with me, man. I'm
glad to be here too.
This is the fucking But I mean, seriously, look, I got a tear in my eye right now, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm being serious,
just to let people know I'm doing good.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's so glad you're still fucking here. I fucking love it, dude.
It was
and like the whole idea that you're still here in the name of your fucking band, it's so bizarre sometimes how things work themselves out.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And we've had a lot of other problems. I mean, Jack, we just had a big scare with Jack had a stroke, and man, it just
that was fucking
takes
fucked
you, rips
up
your insides out when you have a brother that doesn't feel good. And I know the feeling. I was very fortunate to have these guys in my corner, and it's one of the reasons why I'm pulling through little by little. It's been 3 years after a diagnosis of I had 6 months to live with stage 4 colorectal and lung cancer, which I still have.
Not 6 months to live, but you have the cancer.
I'm working on going on over 3 years now, and I don't know if I didn't have the music to look forward to being able to play out. And like I said before, one of the biggest things are I don't have to worry about what Jack's doing. I don't have to worry about Jim or Dave. They know their parts, and they do them. And that makes everything a lot easier.
But you have beasts around you.
Absolutely.
These guys are beasts.
They're just the best.
Yeah, man. And dude, just so you know, man, I'm so glad you're still fucking.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I want to invite everybody to come out. Whenever you see us playing somewhere, come out and see us. I guarantee you a good time. And if we can set up your requests, if you have any, we'll try to play them. We have.
Well, you guys can play a fucking ton of tunes. I mean, it's not like you guys are like that band's like, well, we got 30. Like we can go through 30. You guys got a lot of fucking songs that you guys got. You got like 34 tunes, right, Jack? 27. No, seriously, man, you guys fucking rock, dude. And I like I said, man, before any of this other stuff that ever happened, before anything, I used to go see you guys and fucking be like, fuck. I love these, dude. I really liked you guys from the very start. Always liked you guys. And a lot of it's Genesis. That fucking band always rung with me, and you guys fucking rolled with some.
We're gonna have to do more now.
I honestly don't think you should stop there. So let me ask you something. You play a lot of keyboards when you're singing. Sometimes you do both. Are you pretty comfortable with the keyboards?
No, I'm not a keyboard player. In fact, my left arm I can't hardly use it. I use my right hand mostly. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a piano player or keyboards. I'm not. Am I a singer? I try to be.
Oh, you're a good singer. That's a fact. You can't even try.
I'm a singer that plays keyboards on some stuff. That's basically what I do. And I try to fill in to make it sound good. I try not to step on Jack's feet at all, because if you notice, we had the other guitar player in the band at the time.
You had 2 guitar players for a while.
Nothing against the other guitar players. They were great players. I've noticed, and don't take this the wrong way, but Jack plays better by himself. You know.
Well, do you think that's like not odd? I mean, like, how many guitar players can only play by themselves? There's a lot of that, right? The power trio thing is for some guitar players, that's the only way they'll play. I'm telling you guys, cover band wise, fuck killer band to watch, because
thank you, man.
I'm telling you, because you guys do things like, you go see a lot of cover bands, you're going to see a lot of the same shit. You know, you guys aren't doing a lot of the same shit. And to be honest with you, a big part of it's Adam. He just has a good voice. He can fucking sing all this shit. And when you got a singer, you just got to play the notes after that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the word.
You're not I wouldn't put you down as not a singer, dude.
Thank you, dude.
I'm not here to kiss your ass or anything, but I seen you and Pat. I remember Burning Bridges, and you guys were a very, very good band.
Fuck yeah, we were.
In fact, the Bowie that you did, was it Fame?
Fame.
It still sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, a really good version of that song.
But yeah, I appreciate that. And you know what, Adam? You're one of the few guys that came out and actually saw us and could say that.
Oh, I came out a number of times to see you.
I know, man. Cool stuff, man. Yeah. We had a lot of good times back then.
And it was no other reason but the songs.
I appreciate that, man.
You know, it's all about, let's face it, the songs are the champion in this business. And either you can do them or you can't. But the songs are the champion. And if people need to be reminded of that once in a while, and it doesn't necessarily have to be verbatim off the record, but you got to keep the people's interest in the song.
I agree with that. And the songs are, even with the bands.
Champion.
Well, the bands that are even writing their own songs right now, it's like, you're going to be great because you wrote good songs. Right. I don't care anything else. Like, nothing else matters. Zero. I don't care what kind of music you play. I don't care if you have this instrument in your band versus this instrument. If you write a good fucking song, it can actually go through all the different instruments and go through all the different, and it still comes out on top every time.
It kills
good songs are good songs.
People hear a song, and it might on the recording have synthesizers or whatever, cellos or whatever in the song, and they say automatically they're like, oh, we can't do that. We don't have the instrumentation. 9 times out of 10, that song was probably written on acoustic guitar by itself.
Or piano.
Or a piano, you know, exactly.
Stripped down.
So if you can take the song and strip it down to that and redo it yourself live with what complements you the best, that's the way to go, I believe.
Guess who's back? That's right. Jack is back. That's right. Jack and Dave have switched out. Here at Level Up Cleveland, we can only do 3 at a time. So when you have 4, you got to come up with a plan. And this is what the plan we've come up with. And somehow Adam has made it through the entire 3 switches, which means we like him.
Trooper.
We like him the best.
Just because I didn't have to get off. That was it.
So, anyways, let me. Jack, you do other things other than just the band here too. You do you got a trivia thing you do.
The drunken trivia.
Yeah, drunken trivia. Tell me a little bit about your drunken trivia.
I was drunk when I wrote the fucking questions.
Is that how trivia works? Do you write the questions, or do you like have a?
Well, I write the.
Do you really? Give me a question.
Not like dude that wrote the songs that never wrote.
Well, yeah, but song. I would think there was some kind of like
I write the questions.
Really? Give me one.
I used to put down 4:35 a.m. This is when I wrote that fucking question.
Oh, you do actually have like timestamps?
It is all it's all on notebooks. We're like, let's put it on. Yeah. Put it on a laptop.
You remember any questions? You can. I'd love to be asked a question.
Sure. Oh, yeah. What time is it?
The time is 3:21. See, dude, this is way too
People
fucking.
go, you mean here?
Oh, yeah, I forget the
They
clock's
go,
wrong.
here? I go, no, there.
There, like what is
What do you
that?
mean? What time? Where
That's
do you
a great
think
one.
what time
Do you
is?
do stuff like that?
I do.
Oh, that's
How many
great.
pool tables are in the bar?
Oh,
Guy says 2. We cut him off. You see a double.
I love it.
Drummer.
Is this where the drunken thing comes in? So it's like you just ask questions. There could be like 47 answers to.
No.
Oh, it sounds like it.
10. There's 10 questions per round. We give away cash. Cash.
So per round you give away cash?
After every round, we do 5 rounds a night. Yeah.
And where do you do this at?
We do it at the In Between Bar and Grill,
What nights?
Thursday and Saturday. When we're not playing on Saturday.
So sometimes
then-
you play there on Saturday and that cancels out the trivia.
Well, if we gotta play, we can't.
You've never considered like doing trivia in between and really just going all out, like
do you
stepping
mean?
it up. Well, so the guys take a break on their break, but you go into a trivia thing and keep the
No.
party going.
No.
I mean, like it sounds to me.
No, we take a break so that people can go buy
Beer,
alcohol.
I got you. All right, I thought maybe you just keep
No.
the fucking thing going.
And then at JB's Tavern on Brook Park Road there.
So how long you been doing the trivia thing?
Since 2017?
And how long you been playing guitar?
Since 72.
You picked up the guitar at 72?
Well, I picked
How
it up
old are you?
before
In,
that,
how old
yeah.
are you in 72? Well, really? You picked it up, but how long you started playing in 72?
No, the first time I started playing, I was 12, and
It don't count.
it didn't work. That didn't work out.
So the first time you played guitar, you didn't enjoy it, or just
I
you
did.
weren't good at it?
No, Mom got me a guitar teacher, and Dad said that dude's a fool.
He said full.
He said fool. He
Okay,
said
all
3
right,
months,
all right.
and you can't play this. Play me a song.
Oh, so what was he teaching? Just chords and
No,
like,
he was no.
he just sucked.
Yeah, he just sucked.
First time I ever heard that story.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere finally. So you, at what point do you start deciding you want to play in a band? How's this all happen?
First time I played in a band, I played out at a bar. I was 14. The Bird Lounge, 116th in Detroit.
No shit.
Yeah,
It's changed a lot since then.
it's not there.
Yeah, that's what I said. A lot of, so you're playing with who at the time?
3 friends. Everybody went to
All you're
jail
the same
but
age?
me because we were all underage. Everybody was drinking, but
Oh.
I didn't get taken to jail because I was
That night, you
drinking.
mean?
Yeah.
That night?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is great, dude.
I
You can't
didn't get
skip
taken to
around.
jail
Like, time out.
because-
You got to slow down, Jack. You need to slow the hell
Well,
down.
what's the matter?
You can't just mention that you were taken to jail.
Well, I wasn't. Everybody else was.
I know, but you know what happened. I want to know what happened. Like, does everybody in the room want to know how the
Underage
hell?
drinking.
Yeah, but like, how did it go down? So you're sitting there. This is a long time ago. This is a different time. A different time. This is not like
Yeah, but
today.
we still
underage.
did sets. After the first set, you come, everybody's drinking. I'm 14.
You're doing shots
The
too.
one guy's the Harvey Wallbangers back then.
Harvey Wallbanger. Wow.
But for 2 weeks prior to that, the Vice guy was in the. He was buying me drinks 2 weeks right up to. He couldn't really take me to jail then, could he? What are you buying this kid drinks for?
No shit. That's great. So you're. Did guitar come natural to you though? I mean, like, was it one of them things where you just kind of?
Oh yeah, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. It was real natural for like 6 years, 7 years, and
Oh, is that,
well now it's still going. So I
is
guess
that the reality of it though? You worked at it.
you have to.
Well, not everybody.
Oh yeah,
You think so?
absolutely. I
Nice,
don't care how
I
gifted
think
you are.
so,
You got to
too.
work at it.
Nice
Well,
shit. Nice
Adam,
shit. Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you're highly. When you do stuff, it's not as if I'm watching some guy that's just like tinkering. You're not that
these
guy.
guys, hey, let's do this song. I said, well, let me think. There's 2 keyboards, 3 guitar players. What else you got in here? And they're like, don't worry about it. You'll think of something.
Well, you guys do tackle some of that stuff too, right? Where you got like 8 musicians and there's 4 of you, right? Like where you guys got to figure out how to make all this work, and so you got to pick the right notes. That's kind of how it works, right? Like you got to pick the right
It
notes.
was that simple.
Really? Well, what is it? Well, what is it then? What do you think it is? How does it go?
Well, you got to play rhythm where you're supposed to play lead. You got to play lead where you might be playing rhythm.
But
It's all crazy. Like Eleanor, did you ever hear us do that song?
No,
Eleanor
probably,
Rigby?
probably. Eleanor Rigby, you talking about the Beatles?
Yeah. People go, well, that's
there's
cool
there's a
because you
lot
didn't
going
do
on.
it like the Beatles.
Well, yeah, but you guys don't have all that stuff going. Like you don't have everything that they had to do it with.
I think once you have that in your head and you agree that you don't have all the right stuff, it makes it a lot easier because you take what you've got and you do it. Sometimes a song will come out 10 times better than what you think it's going to be, and sometimes they don't. And the beautiful thing about Jack is you just don't know where he's going to go, and then all of a sudden it connects, and you feel it, and it just works.
Well, because Jack kind of knows what he's fucking doing, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
like that's really what it all comes down
Hey,
to.
Jack just had a stroke, and his solos are better than they were before. I mean, I'm serious.
That's fucking funny.
He's amazing. I mean,
Post-stroke solos are.
we're having a feeling that we might be done again. After Adam, it's like this might be over again. And man, he just come back strong.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, dude.
Amazing.
You know what's crazy is that I saw you guys in between the tracks there. It was like 3 weeks ago, and I just had heard about Jack like a week before that, and I go there and I'm like,
expecting.
I'm looking around at people like nothing's different about it. Like he looks the same.
May 22nd is when I had.
Yeah, but that's
stroke.
like a month.
I had a stroke in between.
You were there playing?
No, I was doing my trivia. And they're like, come on, you got to go to the hospital. I said, I got to finish this damn gig because I'm getting paid.
No shit.
And
And you were feeling bad, huh? Pretty bad.
And then June 25th, we played out there. So
No
May
shit. A month.
22nd, June 25th, we played out.
Yeah. And that hospital was smart enough to know to use the guitar as a rehab tool. So they actually rehabbed him with a guitar. And that was the best thing I think that could have happened.
No shit, man.
It's
Do you agree?
weird. You play something or you try, you can't play. I couldn't even hit the string. Like, it's like all over the place.
That was bad.
And I get so mad I throw it on the bed, and then I pick it up an hour later and I have it. I'm like, wow, I guess it remapped. Do they call it remapping?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, sort of like when you know.
So
I know where I'm going.
So it's just like something like guitar, which you had to like work through and do all these things with, and then and love.
I had to learn how to
and
walk.
love,
I couldn't walk.
but it was something that you were. But I think it's like it's something that you're so like you want to know again that it just presents itself.
Your brain just has to remap the way there because it was always going through. You go down 4th Street to get to 5th Avenue, and now 4th Street's closed, so you got to take 6th Street.
Oh, I get you. I get you. Okay. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah, I still remember the drummer though. So I don't know.
Crazy, man.
Dave's one of my dearest friends too, by the way.
We need more people to get it out there like you and Pat doing this. You're not going to get it from other people. You need players like you and Pat, real players that know how to do this and questions to ask. And people are so far out they don't get it anymore. I think that everything's too easy. It's like Jack says, 6 hours a day playing music, learning a guitar, and the sacrifices that we made as children. I think we didn't know it was a sacrifice at the time because it was fun.
Yeah.
But those first garage bands that you're in, and the time that it takes to learn a song, that's hard work.
And fun work, like
fun work.
Well, the thing about that, what you just said is like you have a song that's hard for you to learn because you're young and you're not really experienced. And when you get to the end, and you hear it and you're playing it and you're like, man,
That's when you get sick.
I will tell you this, that like playing music versus hearing music, listening to music is so different. Like a song that you never in a million years thought you would like. You play it with a bunch of dudes because they like it, and at the end you're like, holy fuck, was that fun? And it happens so many times. Jack, he's like, that's never happened to me. If I didn't like a song at the end, it sucked.
I just do what I'm told.
Yeah, I'm serious though. I mean, like, there's songs you just don't like. Like, there's songs you just don't like, and then you play them, and then at the end of the day, you're like, playing it's a lot different than listening to it.
Right.
You can appreciate things so differently when you're all together collectively playing that song. And you guys play a huge array of different
Play everything.
music.
People say, well, what do you play? I say, well,
Yeah,
play everything from Tears for Fears to Todd Rundgren to Ted Nugent.
A lot of that's your voice. A lot of that's your ability to sing all that stuff. I mean, you have
there's no way that I could even
you
try
have a
to
high
sing
range.
it if I didn't have somebody that could play it.
No, I agree. You have that ability. You have that range where it allows you to go poppy if you want to. It allows you to go things. And, you know, like when you have a great core of people like you guys do, you can go a little poppy, but it stays in the vein of what you guys do. So it stays the hard rocking type thing.
Yep.
But it's a song that everybody's familiar with, that everybody can get into. And you guys have fucking, through the decades, have honed in on this and perfected it. I mean, like, you guys know what you're fucking doing.
We have a good time. Thank you for that. We have
No, I mean, like, that's what you guys are about. It's why your name isn't like a joke. It's like you could actually go see Glad to Be Here, and when you're done going to see Glad to Be Here, you're like, oh, I understand why they call themselves that, because that was fun, right? Like
that's all we're here for.
Fuck
It's just for fun. I mean, for our fun. You know, we're not here to.
You've done all that stuff already, right? Like that's what I try to tell people. I'm
The
like,
stars in
a
our
lot of these
eyes
places
aren't there anymore. You know, we're going to be a star. You know,
Well, Dave still could be. Our drummer could probably still be a star. He's still a young, you know. The baby of the band.
Is he the baby of the band?
I think so.
He's missing body parts. Internal ones.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Thanks for
I
having us.
really fucking love this.
Thanks
was a
for
blast.
having
I
us.
do. I fucking love this.
thanks for doing.
Maybe I
this.
did all the talking.
You know, appreciate you doing this. Any help we can get and turning Cleveland back into a live entertainment area. You know, wish us luck. You know, but
Well,
we're trying. You know, to help.
I look at you guys as a collection of what's happened over the decades and what's happening now. Like you guys are like the past into the future now, and like people can really see a lot about how Cleveland's evolved and where it's at right now through you guys.
Thanks.
You know, you guys are, and this building we started off there is a
Centerpiece.
I don't know what you call this place, but
Centerpiece.
It's like it's so many stories. How many Aletheia? Yeah, we used to practice here. Everybody we've had on here, like some of the bigger bands, even are like, yeah, we've all been here. Everybody's been through here at some point. This place has a legacy, and you guys, especially you, Adam. I mean, like from
All of us.
From the beginning.
from the very very beginning.
Pretty much, yeah. There was a couple years at the beginning I wasn't here, and then it was then from then on. And this place has been here a long time.
Yeah, man.
Very cool place. I've seen a lot of acts come and go.
Yeah, dude, you've been through a lot of the thick and thin, and you guys are fucking top notch.
Thank you.
Anybody can go see them. You guys can see them at Bar 30. You can see them at In Between. They play all over the fucking place. Yeah, you guys are like mostly in that Brook Park Road, Parma. There's a faction. I don't know.
Family Tavern in Brunswick.
Yeah.
That's right. That's out of the fucking. Aha. Yeah, that's closer to me.
Good place to see a band too.
Are you guys still doing that? I mean, like it's been a little
in fact,
while.
October. I don't know if I say dates.
Yeah, October.
October second week, I believe we're going to be there. It's not finalized, but there'll be a clam bake out there.
Yeah. We could,
Great place to see a band. Family Tavern in Brunswick. Great place.
clam bake. I might even be there. Maybe if we're off, maybe we'll set up live or something. We don't know.
Yeah, you'll be glad to.
You
be
never
there.
know with us. We'll show up one day.
Thanks for
All
having
right, guys. We are done here. We will see you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed. Glad to be here. I know I fucking did. We'll see you guys next week. See you later.
That'll be fine.